New adventure a day, always finding new ways to play together with you. With their best friends, sleep and Hihikats. Benches and balloons too.
They're pets!
Bellies aglow, ready to go.
Who are they?
Hihikats, Hihikats, Hihikats. Hihikats, Hihikats, Hihikats. Hihikats.
Today's story will be Fear of Darkness, a Hihikats original. Mom's voice is heard from some distance. Kids, time for bed. Okay, Mom, said in disappointing unison Bo, Lola, and Toma. Bo shouts with excitement and with great enthusiasm. Done! Bo put the finishing touches of his science project before shutting down for the night. Time for my perimeter check, Bo mumbles to himself as he quickly changes into his PJs and flips into bed. All leads report in, Bo says out loud, and eagerly waits for a reply. He scans around the room with hands lifted like binoculars. All clear, Bo whispers to himself in a somewhat pretend adult voice, quickly moves his focus to the closet. All clear here too, Bo murmurs. Oh yeah, just one more check. Bo flips his head under the bed and scans around. And other than some toys that he hasn't seen for some time, everything appears in check. Good night, everyone, says aloud Bo in a commander-in-chief tone. Good night, heard exhaustively in response from his family. Lights out. Suddenly, Bo hears. Bo reaches over and turns on the light. Who's there? Asks Bo. It's me, Toma replying in a somewhat shaky voice. Can I come in? Bo responding without hesitation. Of course. Toma opens the door and in the blink of an eye is completely under the covers. Bo asks, What's wrong? In a soft, frightened voice, Toma answers, There's something in my room. With complete disbelief, Bo immediately responds with a profound, What? Impossible. It's probably just your imagination. Are you afraid of the dark? No. Can I just stay with you for a while? Toma, now buried under mounds of covers and pillows, gulps, and a very soft voice says to Bo. Bo recognizes that Toma believes there's something in her room, calmly says to her, Sure, but let's do a check so you'll see there's nothing to be afraid of. Hands up like this. Bo demonstrates to his baby sister how to use his special binoculars that can detect anything. All leads report in, Bo says in his pretend adult voice. All clear here too. Then Bo lifts the covers and asks, Do you see anything, Toma? No. Toma answers without certainty. With his pretend adult voice, now directed to Toma as if she's a ranking officer, Bo asks, So it's an all clear? Toma, sensing her brother's confidence, says with relief, All clear! Yay! They shout with excitement and cast their belly glow softly into the room. Kids, time to sleep. Yes, Mom, Bo and Toma answer as they were uncontrollably giggling. Lights out. After some time, Toma shouts, "Ah! Did you see that?" And she pulls the pillow over her head. Bo is having his dream of winning the science award tomorrow interrupted, reluctantly asks, "See what?" Toma answers, that scary thing over there." Bo asks with curiosity, "Where?" "Right there," Toma shouts in a frightened soft voice, pointing over to Bo's desk. "What? My computer?" Bo asks in surprise. Toma sees an outline of something scary with green eyes staring at her. Bo turns the lights on and says to Toma, "See, it's just my computer," as the image that was a scary monster with bright green eyes turns into just a monitor of Bo's computer. Toma, in amazement of just how creative her imagination was, and realizing it was just a computer monitor, let out an overwhelming, "Oh." "See," Boma asked Toma, "there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just your imagination." They both giggle, thinking how silly it was to think there could be a monster. And Bo turns off the light. Lights out. "Ah! It's back!" Toma shouted. This time she pulls the blanket and the pillow over her head. After some time passes, Bo pokes his head under the covers. "See what? The computer again?" laughs Bo, and his belly glows blue slightly when he chuckles. Toma, in a not-so-amused tone, as it's obvious her brother Bo doesn't possess the same level of imagery, responded to Bo, "No, the monster, but now he's over there." And she points in the direction of the closet. Shadow of a scary dragon in its lair. "Don't you see it?" Toma asks in an even more frightening, shaky voice. Bo is ready to get back to his dream about winning the best science project ever, responds, "Nope, but let's check to make sure." He switches the lights on. What appeared to be a scary dragon with fiery breath slowly transitions to a coat, hockey stick, and a bright red scarf with glitter in Bo's closet. Bo begins to giggle and asks Toma, "See? Just as I thought. Nothing. It's just your imagination, Toma. Now, why don't you try to imagine something funny and cute instead?" They both were looking into the closet. "I see a giraffe with a tie. What do you see, Toma?" Toma replies, "I see a giraffe too, but she looks like a ballerina." They both giggle and the room casts with their belly glow. "I see a ballerina too," Bo answers, and they both laugh together, coming up with all sorts of creative images. "Okay, so let's do a quick check," says Bo, and he's wanting so much to get back to his dream. "Hands up!" Bo demonstrates to Toma. With exuberance, Toma shouts, "Let me, let me, let me!" "Okay, Toma, have the leads report in?" Bo asks. Toma, now in her pretend adult voice and with her special binoculars up, "All clear!" Checking the desks around where the green-eyed monster once was. "All clear over here too." Toma sees that the dragon's lair was really just a closet, and now it's home to this beautiful ballerina giraffe and many, many fun, playful friends. Toma flips over to check under the bed by herself. All clear here too, she said with much excitement. Bo with a huge yawn, hoping that he soon will be giving his science project award speech, says to Toma, So remember, when you think you see something that might be scary, you just as easily can imagine something not. Toma hugs Bo and says, Got it! Bo asks Toma, Lights out? Toma with a yawn responds, Lights out. They giggle together and the light from their bellies cascade into the room as Bo turns off the light. After some time, they were still laughing together, thinking about all the silly things they thought were scary, and ended up being just everyday items. Cascade their warm belly glow into the room, Bo's soft blue and Toma's candlelight. What's that? Bo says to Toma in a somewhat concerned but oldest brother, I'm in control and not afraid, sort of tone. What's what? Toma asks with eyes wide open. That, over there, Bo shouts as he points towards his bedroom door, which flew open, and the silhouette of a huge, scary monster stood. Bo and Toma grab one another, pull up the covers, throw the pillows over their heads, only allowing for their eyes to peer out. The image standing in the door was big and dark, oversized, hairy feet with talons to grab its prey. The two antennae on its head used to communicate long distances, probably to its mothership somewhere in space. It had what appeared to be wings that were folded, a long frizzy tail also with spikes. Its eyes pierced your thought. Don't look at it. Try it and think of fun, cute things, remember? Bo tells Toma in a frantic tone. They both close their eyes and try their best, then open them slightly without success. The monster not only was real, but was coming closer. Toma, Bo says in somewhat calmer voice. Let's shine some light on our imagination, Bo thinks to himself. What to do now? They try to giggle and have their bellies illuminate this scary beast with little success. It's hard to truly laugh when you are so frightened. But as you would have it, the candlelight from Toma and the soft blue light from Bo were just enough for Toma to think this monster looked familiar. Toma, in a very shockingly surprised tone, says out loud, Lola? Is that you? Of course it's me, Lola said in a matter-of-fact tone. Who else would it be? Lola reaches and turns on the light. The image of this huge, scary beast with talons and wings and spikes turned out to be their sister Lola. In all her beauty rest ready for bed, fashionista Lola was wearing her brightly colored unicorn pajama set and fluffy unicorn slippers, Her hair on top of her head was in pigtails and down to her tail mixed with rollers dispersed. Lola puts on a bright silver sequins robe with a long train, and finishing her look was a panda sleeping mask on her forehead. What are you guys doing? A princess needs her beauty sleep, you know, and you're keeping me from it, Lola explained. Toma says to Lola in a very proud voice, being as she was the one who used her imagination to think of something not so scary all on her own, "You'd never guess what we thought you were." "You can tell me on your way to bed. Let's go," Lola said as she reached for Toma's hand. Are you okay, Toma?" asked Bo. "Do you know what to do when you're scared in the dark?" Toma, with a great big smile and glowing belly, responded, "Yes, and feel free to call me when you get scared again. My room is just down the hall." They both laughed, then Toma and Lola closed the door to Bo's room. Lights out. "Oh, I forgot to check," Bo mumbled to himself. "That's okay." "All clear," said in a very scary voice that came from under the bed. Bo leaped up, turned the light on, and although shaking from fright, flipped over and looked under the bed. Who could that have been? There could be monsters, and one is living under my bed? Bo thought to himself. "It's me!" Bo hears a very playful, excited voice from under the bed. "Me who?" asked Bo, the mystery voice. "Toma!" And finally, Bo realized that the baby monitor was under his bed. "Ah," Bo responded, as every big brother would. "I knew that." "Good night, Toma." "Good night, Bo." Toma laughs and Bo switches the lights out.
Bo, Lola, and Toma, living in the world full Hihikats. A new adventure a day, always finding new ways to play together with you. With their best friends, the Hihikats. Patches and balloons too.
They're pets!
Bellies aglow, ready to go.
Who are they?
Hihikats, Hihikats, Hihikats. Hihikats, Hihikats, Hihikats. Hihikats.